So I've been doing pistol squats for many years now. What I've come to realize that the regular version is highly overrated. In fact, I stopped doing them completely. Nor would I fully recommend it to you, knowing that there's a superior option for general strength and size. So allow me to talk about that right now. First of all, the setup. There's two things you should definitely try out. Number one is standing on top of a box. And secondly is doing it off a box. See, the regular version has a tremendous mobility requirement such that it's not really your absolute strength that's limiting you. It's how tight you can keep your lower back, how much you can straighten out the opposite leg. Can you do the movement with a perfectly upright back angle? Can you go all the way ass to grass to the point where your butt is basically scanning the ground? That's what it takes. And if you can do so, you're gonna see a lot of shifting side to side, inconsistent range of motion, and a lower back that is constantly flexed, which is not good whatsoever. That can increase the risk of injury, and it's not really the best for your gains, right? So the movement itself will get you results unquestionably when done properly. But doing that is quite the task, especially for average lifters or people who are actually strong at the regular barbell back squat. You might find that they struggle to do even the bodyweight version, not due to strength. And when you start loading the movement or you're increasing the volume, fatigue sets in. So now you're limited by the form breakdown. That's what's gonna happen. It's not your muscles giving out, it's the movement that'll fail you. Which is why slight tweaks make all the difference. When you stand on top of a box, you don't need perfection. You're still keeping everything tight, but you can lean forward a little bit more, and that other leg can come closer to your body. So you're not compromising the pistol squat itself, you're just making it less of a mobility type lift, which is ultimately what you want. That's how you can lift heavier, that's how you can put in more volume. It's not so much of a strength deficit in my opinion. You might be able to lift 20 pounds more, but you feel so much more safe in that process. So to me, that's 100% worth it. Why would you not do this? And then when you perform the exercise off a box, first of all, you don't have to have your butt barely touching the ground. You can set it slightly below parallel, which is perfectly fine. Or at parallel or slightly above if you want to do that. So you can use progressive range of motion. While finding the angles that's perfect for your build. Some of you might be good off a 12-inch box, others off an 8-inch box. All depends. What I'm going to say as a general rule is that it'll be about 4 inches less than your regular box squat if you want to match the range of motion or at least get it pretty nice. So the lift is much more customizable in this way and the knees won't be shifting all over the place. In fact, when you sit down on that box, it deloads the knees. And best of all, you're breaking up the eccentric concentric chain, which is perfect for explosive strength development. I think this is better than pause pistol squats. It's better doing it the regular way, touch and go, if we're talking about pure explosive gains. And then to top it all off, if you thought these benefits weren't good enough, you can sit back more on the box, which further lowers the posterior chain. See, with a regular pistol squat, you got to bend all the way forward. Well, now you can do the same form as a regular box squat. You can lean back, get a bit more glutes and hamstrings in there. So it's a great way to do it. So do you see why these two versions make much more sense? Then in terms of loading, we got to talk about this. The two most common methods is having the dumbbells on your shoulders or being in the front squat position with a barbell. Now, the problem with this setup is that, again, it forces you into extreme mobility. It's already hard enough to do it in the regular way like this, right? But now you got your elbows up here. So you're freaking upright as hell. So it's almost like doing an overhead squat at this point, man. It's not your strength that's limiting your gains. And if you start bending forward at any moment, the movement itself is going to be disrupted. So you can correct this by doing it in the Zercher position. This makes much more sense. You don't have to have that ultimate level of perfection and you can still be extremely tight in all the right areas. Or if you don't like that position, you want something a little bit similar to the standard versions, do it with the SSB. Because at least with the SSB, you don't have to grab onto the handles, although I recommend this for safety and it makes more sense. But you can have this SSB on your back with the arms out in front. No problem whatsoever. So this version, we can still load everything, but not have to worry about the upper back collapsing as much. And you can do it hands-free. So that's fantastic. Now, if you don't have an SSB or you want something similar that can be used as assistance exercise or primary, just throw on chains on your upper traps and you're good to go, man. You can do the same exercise. You're not going to have to hold on to anything, man. And then when you get really tired, you can do it assisted. So you grab onto the power rack or whatever's in front of you, get more reps, go to failure in that way. So you see why these loading parameters make much more sense? So yeah, those are my arguments, man. It's not getting more out of less weight in what I would consider to be a beneficial way. Not if we're talking about general strength and size or the average lifter who's going to be doing pistol squats temporarily. Like if you're just doing it for home training, you don't need perfection. You need something that's feasible. And what's crazy is that the box and elevator version are steps below in terms of progression. But I would argue that they're superior mass builders. So who cares what the final level is? You're just trying to get jacked, right? You're just trying to maintain your legs. Well, this will get the job done, let me tell you. Like I said, I've been doing pistol squats for years, and that's my conclusion. So I hope that you learn from this video. I hope you try out some things I showed you today, and let me know how it goes for you. Because some of you guys disliked pistol squats for a long time. Maybe now you'll be like, damn, this is what I've been missing all along. So give me your feedback in the comment section, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.